Hey guys, Psychic Pictures here, and welcome to my top 10 worst anime characters list. Now, like my other lists, this one will probably change as I see more anime, and I will redo it if I need to. But, seeing as how this one hasn't been changing recently, I decided to go and start recording it. Now, I have to say this right now, there is an anime that I only seen one episode of, but find the characters really annoying and they would be on this list, but I'm not going to put them on the list simply for the fact that I've only seen one episode, and that anime is My Bride is a Mermaid. And I'll be talking about that one later, just don't get me started on that. Let's just get going with the top 10 worst anime characters list. Number 10, Sunohara from Clannad. Now, I originally had this character at number 2, but then I got to thinking, you know what? This character actually has more to it than I thought. Because even though I really hate his character for being a very stupid, idiotic brother, and he's a jerk to his little sister and doesn't care what she does, and he's supposed to. Even though that happens, without him in the show, I think it would be really boring, because he is part of the duo Comic Relief, which the Comic Relief is him and Tomoyo Sakagami. So really, without him, there'd be no Comic Relief, and Clannad would probably have fallen on its face with being way too dramatic, and have people not like it as much, because I've actually heard from Angel Beats that people didn't like the show much because it was way too sad. I have heard that critique. So, if anything, I'm glad Sunohara was in the series. I just don't like him. Number 9, Yuki from Vampire Knight. Now, before anyone screams at me for this, I don't care what you have to think. Yuki is a terrible character. And as a matter of fact, Vampire Knight as a whole, from what I've seen, because I've seen 8 episodes already, Vampire Knight's not that good of a show. It is actually marked as one of my worst anime I've ever seen. And Yuki just drives it home. Because with her, she is 1, an incredibly bland character, 2, keeps going after 2 guys even though she says that she only goes after 1, 3, she acts like a complete and total idiot during the show. What is the point of her? I don't think it would have been any different if she was X'd out of the show. Because it's really the relation between her, Kaname, and Zero that drives the show. But it's one of the weakest points in the entire show. Yuki is just terrible. And am I really getting this worked up at number 9? Let's just go on to the next number. Number 8, Serena from Sailor Moon. I don't even have to talk about this character for people to know what I'm talking about. But people might actually be wondering why she's low on the list. Well, even though I don't like the character at all, the main point of me not liking her is her annoyance factor. If this was a top 10 anime character annoyances, she would definitely be up high. She'd probably be like number 2 or 3. But I have to come to terms with reality and say she actually has a purpose in her show, unlike Yuki. But, jeez, did they have to make her so dumb? There's literally a point in the series where she and Rei, if you guys don't know who Rei is, that's Sailor Mars, are trying to get into a building, and Serena's complaining because there's cookies inside and she can't get to it. When there's people inside being knocked out from gas. Really, Serena? Did you really have to be so stupid to think cookies are more important than people's lives? Ugh. If there's one thing that I appreciate they did with this character, is the fact that they actually gave her a purpose, and everything she messes up in the show, they explain what happens in the Sailor Says right at the end of the show. Next number. Number 7. Jurgen von Klugel from Crescent Love. I almost say Clannad there. Blech. But with this character, I have to admit he's a really well written character. Why? Because he's made to be an a-hole throughout the entire series. And having him on this list, that really says that they hit home. But this guy, I really hate. Because he, to explain, he is the betrothed of the Princess of the Moon, and the Princess Fina falls in love with a person from Earth, and he doesn't like it, so he wants the Earth and the Moon to go to war. Really? Just because you don't have the person that you were betrothed to, you want to start a war between the Moon and the Earth when Princess Fina was sent to Earth to mend those wounds. Seriously, dude? You're messed up. Even though I really hate this character, I cannot deny he is a well-written character. That's all I have to say about this butt face. Number 6. Dawn. Gee, I wonder who saw this coming. If you guys have seen my top 9 main Pokemon characters list that I did with Rhodey Slayer, you'd remember that Dawn was at the bottom and I gave her a lot of crap. And same with Rhodey Slayer. Looking back on that video, I actually have to say I was a little bit too harsh on her. True, I still admit that she is a very bad character, and I really hate her. She's my most hated Pokemon character of all time, but I was a little bit hard on her. True, everything in that video still stands, but does anyone not hate this character? If someone likes her, please explain to me why. And if you say she's dedicated to being a coordinator, bull crap. Well, I have to admit that she is very dedicated to being a coordinator, but oh my gosh, did they have to make it so annoying? This is why I prefer May a lot more than Dawn, because even though they both have pretty much the same concept, May didn't exaggerate it as much as Dawn did. Dawn exaggerated it so much that it caused me to hate her entire character. Because her entire character is, oh, I'm going to win this contest, oh, I'm going to win this contest, oh, I'm going to win this contest. Nah. You suck, Dawn. You never should have won the Wallace Cup.